one of the youngest to ever do it in ACN, built this business from the ground up, lost it, and was able to build it back with a massive force. And he's been a serial entrepreneur ever since then. And without further ado, I want to give it up to you, Mr. Shakeel Cooper. Are you there, sir?
Thank you. Thank you. How you guys been? I'm excited to be back on the call today. I do want to thank you, Mr. Jabri, for that brief introduction. It's been a blessing to know you guys for many, many years now. I feel like we've been doing this webinar, I think going on 4 years. I think we started right when COVID when COVID started. So this is one of the other most consistent things that I've ever done. But I'm always excited to be on a call to be able to share the things that I've learned throughout my 10-year journey that can be able to help other people have success in this industry. So real briefly, for the people that don't know who I am, my name is Shakeel Cooper. I'm currently 30 years old. Got started in business 10 years ago. College student, no business background, working at a restaurant called Applebee's. Came out, seen an opportunity. It made a lot of sense to get started. From that point on, I took the business serious. I haven't worked a job since November 2013. And for me, I just been a full-time entrepreneur for over a decade. And the reason why I wanted to become an entrepreneur was because I noticed that they was the people that had the lifestyle that I always desired. So I said to myself, in order to have what they have, I have to do what they're doing. And what they do is they own a business. But I got involved in the company called ACN 20 years ago, not knowing anything about the industry, but more importantly, I was just hungry. I seen other people that had success, and I said to myself, you know what? If they can do it, I can do it also. So what I'm going to share with you guys today, as I always do, is about the system. Simple system as far as building a successful MLM company. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so if you're taking notes, I want you to write down building a successful MLM company. Because again, we're on this call to do what? Learn how to build a successful company, right? So if you write down notes, I want you to write that down. And then from there, leadership skills. So the first thing we want to talk about today is leadership skills, right? What is leadership skills? Leadership skills is to inspire and motivate. So as leaders, we must be able to inspire and motivate our team members. And how do we do that? By leading by example. I was just talking to my business partner about this recently, and I'm like, we got to lead by example. We got to motivate people. We got to show people what's possible, because the reason why you're still here today is because I showed you what was possible coming from a server at Applebee's in Baltimore City, and you've watched me grow throughout the years. So you've seen that it's possible. Now you have to do the same thing for your people. From there, you should be able to create a positive and a supportive environment that just encourages growth and success. So it's all about positivity. Any type of group that you're creating, you want it to be all about growth and success, because when people are growing and people are having success, it becomes contagious and people just want to be a part of something great like that. So that was the culture that we created when I first got started. It was just, man, how fast can you do it? And how fast can you get to the next rank? Our goal was to always get to the next level. When we hit a level, oh, we hit RD. No, now it's time to go RVP. We've been talking about going to SVP years ago, but it's just that growth mindset. From there, you want to have strategic decision making. Leaders should have the ability to make strategic decisions for the company, right? Meaning that as leaders, you should want to put the company in a position where people want to be a part of it. People want to be a part of it, right? Because by you analyzing different marketplaces, for example, we have an organization that's growing really, really big in Syracuse, New York right now. I've been there a few times. It's very, very cold, but imagine getting paid off the gas and electricity of a place where in the wintertime it gets really, really cold and you never have to be there, right? So by being able to go to different marketplaces and be able to grow your business, you can now go towards the company and let the company know, hey, listen, this marketplace is growing. We need to have an event there, or whatever the case may be. But by you going to different marketplaces, you're able to analyze the market and whatever other competition there might be in the area. And then also the customer needs to drive growth and success, because the more customers that you and your team acquire, the more success that you're going to have. So number 3, guidance and support. Leaders must provide guidance and support to their team members. Listen, I'm not telling you to babysit your people. I'm just telling you that just provide some type of guidance and support system. And what I always do for my support system, I always lean on a what system? Because if you lean on a system, you have all the support that you need. So they should mentor and coach their team to help them achieve their goals and succeed in the company, right? So it's your job as a leader to just motivate your people, to just push them to get to the next level. Whatever goals they have them write it down, have them push towards it. Because if people don't have a goal or a target, what are they going to be aiming for? So we always had goals. We always just set up like power hours where we get together, make goals, different type of parties where, hey, let's have a vision board party. Little things like that is always great to keep people around and keep them engaged, right? Number 4, sales and marketing skills. Creating an effective marketing campaign, developing and executing marketing strategies that will effectively promote the MLM product or the service. Meaning that now, think about social media, right? You have Instagram, we can make different reels. You have TikTok. I mean, we have all these different platforms that we can just come up with a unique way of marketing the product or marketing the service. You don't just have to do it the traditional way of just calling someone phone, hey, can you become our customer? You can now we might create a video and just send them the video. And they'd be like, man, wow, that's pretty cool. I want to check it out. So just get creative with your marketing because everything is marketing. Most companies, it's all about marketing. You think about Super Bowl. People spend tens of millions of dollars just to get that 7-second slot, 5-second slot. But just imagine them being able to invest to that slot. And then after that slot, now just think about it, right? A few years ago, you guys might be able to raise your hand to this, right? Boy, I remember when they had it was like a Taco Bell commercial. It's either Taco Bell or Doritos. But everyone after the Super Bowl went out and got the Taco Bell or the Doritos. It was one of them. But I knew it was like a real big deal. But I read that they only spent a couple $1,000,000, but they made a ton of money just from that one commercial because people now wanted to try it out. So I believe it was when Taco Bell had started making tacos with Dorito chips. So you guys know what I'm talking about. That was a big deal a couple years ago. So I understand how marketing is very important and can take a business to the next level, right? Identifying your target market. The ability to identify and analyze a market to effectively reach the potential customers. For me, I knew that Baltimore was a great marketplace for gas and electricity. The East Coast, it's cold on the East Coast. It's like 60 degrees in Houston. Some days you can wear shorts and, no shirt at the gym. The weather changes up so much. But on the East Coast, they can't do that. It's really cold. So as it gets really cold, people gas and electricity is running all day, every day. So most of my business is still on the East Coast. That's how you get a lot of billing volume. The more billing volume you have, the more residuals you have. So you want to focus on marketplace, honestly, where there's a lot of gas and electricity. Why? Because the gas and electricity is sometimes are the biggest bills in someone's home. And in marketplaces where it's really hot, they use a lot of AC. Marketplaces where it's really cold, they use a lot of heat. But what if you get a marketplace where it's like that all year round? So the East Coast is just one of those places where gas electricity is really big. You got New York, you have New Jersey, you have Delaware, you have Maryland, not just Baltimore, but Maryland. I mean, there's so much from the East Coast when it comes to gas and electricity that it's a gold mine. So if you're not building on the East Coast, I would honestly focus on having a marketplace on the East Coast. I know that in Maryland alone, I think it's like 7 SVPs that live in the state of Maryland. And the reason why, because they want that gas and electricity billing volume, right? So again, closing sales. You have to have the ability to close sales, effectively communicating the value and the benefits of the product or the service that you're offering. Listen, if you're not always closing, ABC always be closing, then what are you doing? The goal is to close sales. The goal is to get people to go from interested into either being a customer or they can now become a business partner. It's either one or the other decision. So your ultimate goal for every single person that you get in contact with, hey, listen, this person is either going to become a business partner or they're going to become a customer, but they got to become one of those people. And if you have that mindset, you're always going to be closing. And out of every 10 people, you might get about 2 to 3 people that might become a customer or a business partner. What if you got 2 customers and 1 business partner for every 10 people that you talk to? You're just strictly playing the numbers. And I know how this works because yesterday I was at the mall. And I know how people are in the mall. Like these salespeople in Houston at the Galleria, they go hard. But I know for so long, like even they have the beautiful girls, hey, come over here. Nope, I'm going. I don't even stop because I know they're about to try to sell me something. And yesterday I'm walking, not paying attention, and one of them stopped me and pulled me in the store and started rubbing the thing on my hand. I'm just like, I've done this a million times before. But all they're doing is going through the numbers. They don't have emotions. They're not mad at me that I don't want to support them. They're just talking to every single person that walk past them. And they always get a sale because a few they got me sometimes. They got me, and I know what they was doing, and they still got me. I've even bought products that I didn't want to buy, but it's like they got me. So, it works. If you just play the numbers, it works. Your communication skill, active listening, demonstrate attentiveness, empathy, and understanding to effectively to interpret and respond to verbal and nonverbal clues. Meaning that you gotta, when people are talking, you want to be quiet because they'll tell you everything you need to know. So you always have to be actively listening because they're telling you what their issue is. But if you're always doing the talking, then they never get a chance to tell you it. You want to have clear and concise speaking, articulate your thoughts and your ideas effectively using appropriate language, tone, and nonverbal clues for the maximum impact. Meaning that just keep it super simple. You got to talk to people like they're in the third grade level. I didn't make it up. Keep your big words short. People don't understand a lot of big words. They know it straight to the point. So if you keep it super simple, I promise you it's going to work out for you. Written communication. Convey information clearly and concisely through written mediums such as emails, reports, and presentations. Meaning that whenever you do have your presentations, just keep it super simple. If you do send out emails, keep it short. And when you're reporting things to your team members, just keep it straight to the point. Because a lot of times people are confused, and what do confused people do? Nothing. So if you keep everything super simple, I promise you they're gonna go out there and build a business by just doing the super simple things and not making it complicated. The networking skills. You want to establish and maintain relationships. Our business is all about relationships, right? Develop a strong interpersonal skills to connect with potential clients and partners. One of the things that I've been doing a lot recently, networking events. I just this Friday I went out to a real estate it was a real estate party for one of my good friends. She invited me to one of the biggest real estate brokerage in Houston, Texas. And I was just there and people just come up to me, man, let's exchange contacts. When you get around different groups of people, you don't have to beg or convince people to network with you. They automatically just want to network with you because you're in the right room. So I've been doing a lot of networking events, networking. If you're not networking, then you're not working. That's what I say, right? It builds trust and it builds credibility through consistent communication and follow up. How do you follow up with people? One of my best ways to follow up with people is social media. Hey, follow me on Instagram. It works. All the time. I just follow me on Instagram. And then from there, I build a rapport. Now they're gonna see me every day. Why? Because I post all of the time. So my best form of follow up is social media. I tell you all the time. I don't have time to call people every day. I got two phones, and one nobody had the number for because when I put the other one down, I don't want to be bothered. So the best way for me to follow up with a lot of people is social media. Post a picture, post consistently, and guess what? Now they feel as though they know you. Who ain't here have a friend on social media that you never met before, but you guys just communicate all the time because you guys post all the time. That's just kind of how it is in the digital world today. From there, you want to attend industry events, participate in the conferences, the shows, the networking events to connect with other people that's in the industry, right? You want to stay updated on the trends, what's going on in the industry, what is the new changes. For example, it's so much with things being digital now. You can leverage your social media platform to build the business. My business partners, they leverage their social media business also. And that's how we're getting people signing up every day. I'm like, where are these people from? Social media. So imagine you have a business that's on autopilot, and most of those people are from social media. You don't know them, your business partners barely know them, but guess what? Social media is a new way of building a business. So you meet more people on social media than in person because a lot of times, if you're not going out and about meeting people, listen, you can meet more people online than you can in person. But I would still choose to do both because it's very important to have that in-person interaction and then just have them on social media. Then now it's used as a follow-up. From there, engage with your followers, share their content, comment on people pages, like people things. Just start interacting with people, and guess what? They're gonna start doing the same thing with you. So as long as you're doing that, you're gonna be good to go. Training and development skills, right? Designing and delivering effective training programs, meaning that we used to do on Fridays, we used to have training. So, okay, this week we're training on gas and electricity. This week we're training on Flash. This week we're training on this. We just always had different type of trainings for our team because we got to train our peoples. If you're not training your peoples, then they're not going to know basically what to do because people always have to be consistently told what to do because that's kind of how most people are programmed today, right? So you want to develop different type of training. It could be interactive training with materials. We used to give away flyers to our team members, like, hey, this is the flyers, study the flyers, or even give some of your customers the flyers so that they can have something on hand when it's time to actually get this product or the service that we want to sell them, right? You want to provide an ongoing support and mentorship, right? Meaning that always have an open call, meaning that people can call you and get in contact with you. That's what you want to have, an open-ended conversation with your people all the time, meaning that they call you, you're always there. My phone has been open to my team forever because at the end of the day, you never know who's going to be that person that really want to do it. And they might give you that phone call one day, and then that one conversation, they can turn to your next regional vice president, right? So again, you want to share the knowledge and the growth with your mentorship. You want to be able to bring your peoples up, teach them the game. Don't keep the information from them. Teach them because you want people that's better than you. I tell some of my business, I'm like, yo, y'all better than me. I just got started before y'all. So again, you want people that's better than you. Give them the resources, give them the tools, right? Fostering a culture of continuous learning, meaning that your organization they're never comfortable. They're always at the events. Because if you're not at the events, then what are you really doing, right? So my team have been at every single event since we've been in AC in 10 years. There's never not been our presence at an event. It's very important. Because if people say, man, my mentor is still going, still learning, they're going to feel as though I need to do the same thing. So you lead by example, right? You want to promote the knowledge and sharing the collaboration among team members, taking pictures with different team people so that your team see now it's okay to go meet other leaders from other teams and, build relationships and things like that, because that might keep your person around the relationship they might have with somebody else that they met at an event. You never know what's going to keep people involved, but you want to have people collaborating and working together because at the end of the day, even though we're different teams, we're one company. So you want to recognize and reward your people. It's not in your employees because nobody's an employees, but you want to recognize your people for their commitment and growth because it's very important. When people feel valued, they keep working. That's just kind of how it is. People would work more where they're valued at. So if you treat your people good, a lot of times they're not going to go nowhere. They're going to stick around with you throughout the process, right? Financial and management skills, right? Budgeting. This is a business. You need to have a budget for your business. You need to say, okay, I'm going to invest $1,000 back into my business. Whatever your budget is, right? But create a budget to put back in your business. The way I did it, listen, I bet on me, all money in. I just kept putting it back in. And that's why 10 years later, I'm still getting paid every single week. I'm not saying that's going to happen for everybody, but what you put in is what you get out of it. I put in a lot. So that's why over time, I continue to get a lot. So for me, I'd rather have a check coming in every single week for the rest of my life potentially than just, I had a couple good years. Also you want to predict the future, right? As far as your financial trends, meaning that you want to say, okay, so in 10 months, 12 months, 6 months, I might want to buy a different car. I might want to get a better home. Whatever your goals is, you want to have forecasting goals also, right? Track your expenses. You want to know how much money you're also spending, but if you budget everything right, you're going to be good to go, right? And then last but not least, ensuring profitability, meaning that if you're not making money, what are you doing? The ultimate goal of the business is to be profitable. You want to implement strategies to maximize revenue and minimize the cost to achieve that profitability. That's the ultimate goal. You want to spend less than you can, make as much as you can. But if you just take care of those things that I talked about today, you will be on track to having a successful business that will continue to grow for many, many, many years. And that's the ultimate goal of this ACN business. And they told me the same thing when I was brand new in the company, and I listened to them, and I'm living it now. You can also do the same thing. And it's not about how much money you make every single week, but if you're getting a check every single week, I mean, it's like, man, these people was telling the truth. I'm happy that I actually took it serious when I did, because now I'm reaping the benefits. 10 years consistently, every single week, every single week, every single week. I'm like, people can't tell me this thing don't work when it works. It's just you literally got to work it, and you don't have to be special to do it, but you got to have a system in place. But once that system is in place, I'm telling you, the business is like a well-oiled machine, and it just keep growing, keep growing, keep growing. Like, I get on social media, and I mean, my organization, like, they're working. Like, it's meetings. It's, I'm gonna show you one person real quick before we end. Like, my business partner, Devon Richardson. Like, my team, they're even training. You guys can't see it, but they're training. They're having their own Saturday trainings. When you have your people start training other people, and then their team start training, and their team start training, now you got layers of trainers. You just duplicated yourself. All I did was duplicate myself. I'm nobody special, but I understood that the system worked. And if I just teach the system to other people, eventually they'll get it. And then it's going to start to trickle down, because people only do what you do. They don't do what you say. So, Mr. Jabri, I want to pass the call back to you. And I hope that you guys were able to get some information that been able to help you guys go to the next level. I kind of made up for last week also, but you guys just go out there and just take the notes and just apply it. There's no magic pill. There's nothing other than the system. The system work if you work it. So again, Mr. Jabri, I pass the call back to you.